Welcome back to Retrotainment Recast, the show we bring to you every 2 weeks here exclusively live on the Dynamo Podcast Network. As you can see, I'm hosting again, which means I lost again. You wipe that smirk off your face there, Ted.
I mean, I'm just happy to be back trying to get my title back that was stolen from me.
I won one.
And a pair of and handful of tights.
Now, I did win one, which was fine. Now, I got a bit closer than I did the other time that I went in the judging. I got hammered in the first one, so I'm not doing too badly. It's getting better.
You're getting there, Greg. You're getting there.
We have a challenger here in Ted. How are you, mate?
I'm good. Longest reigning champ. Only beaten by a handful of tights and foot on the ropes in the previous one. So
ref didn't say it. I'll allow it.
Yeah, well, know.
We have the reigning champ, two-time champ, as you can see by his name there. He's not going to be a two-time champ anymore after this.
Hey now. Is this cohesion I'm seeing already?
That revolution never came true, Carl. How are
I'll
you,
get
Carl?
you next time. All good. Looking forward to this.
I gave you
surprised with the choice of the film that you chose there last time, but look at when we sat down to watch it. I was really happy with it. I hadn't seen the film in a good couple of years, so I'm happy to have watched it again. And
God bless Disney
really
Plus,
enjoyed it.
huh?
Yeah.
Disney Plus is great.
Yeah. So if you didn't see the previous episode, go check it out. But the movie is gone in 60 seconds. Not the original one now.
Another nine caster.
Yes,
yeah.
9 cast. We tried to get it down to 7, but we just,
Carl
in fairness,
too much.
I argued. Well, you were leaving out the 2 cops. You couldn't leave out the 2 cops. There, at least one of them you had to put in, and then it was uneven.
Yeah,
true. So, and there is people still left out of this as well that you
exactly. We could have had more.
There is a couple of people that could have been cast as well, but we had to limit it down.
We couldn't go 13 or 12.
No.
We very easily could have gone 11 in this by adding
I think
2
so, yeah.
more characters are quite easily to put in, but we just couldn't put any more.
I think it would have been just too much. Yeah.
Right. So
the only time we'll have that many amount of people is when we do Lord of the Rings. Let's face it.
No, well then you just have the 9.
Just the 9, yeah.
Yeah.
So
but then there's like Elrond and
you have to leave them out. It's about the fellowship.
Yeah. So what we'll start with then is the usual. I went over the rules in the dressing room. Want a good clean scrap? Let's get it on.
Send in.
Ding ding.
You want to send in your pictures there?
I forgot
Pics
that.
are sent. My one's sent in there.
Taking a picture now.
That's Ted 1-0 up, seeing as he forgot to send it in.
Sending it now. Sorry.
And then phones go down, gentlemen. This is in the event of a draw.
Picture taken. Sent into the group. Now. Here we go. Down.
I have them there so I can verify if they have the same characters.
There we go.
Right,
perfect.
We'll start with a doozy here. We're going to go with Otto Halliwell, who was played by Robert Duvall.
Okay. Otto Halliwell.
Who owns the chop shop. Well, it's actually a legitimate mechanics now. It's not a chop shop anymore. Just saying.
It is definitely. Duvall played this role very, very well.
He's probably the best in this.
Yeah, he's up there.
Minimal
time, but does very well with it.
Yeah,
I think Castlebeck was great in it, but
yeah,
I had 2 people for this one. I had 2 people. I'll say my backup first, and I went with Brendan Gleason as a backup.
Ooh, a good one, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought right there.
It is indeed. But the one I went with, and I think he'd do the job really well, is Pierce Brosnan.
Okay.
I do like Pierce Brosnan.
He's
certainly slick enough.
He is slick enough. He has the same kind of build as Duvall does, around this day and age.
I was going to say not lately, but
I mean, he has a bit of the belly, the same as Duvall did at the time, and he has you can believe that this guy would be, a criminal kind of thing. Exactly, and Pierce Brosnan, we know he's a great actor. Yeah. He really is, and if he's going to give one of the best performances in the movie, Pierce Brosnan's going to be there for it, even if it is minimal time, which is, let's face it, that's all he's going to do these days anyway.
Yeah, there's not many. Well, actually, I was really surprised with Pierce Brosnan's portrayal of what was supposed to be not Jerry Adams in the Jackie
True.
Chan movie, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
So he's still got
again,
it.
that's about 5 or 6 years ago as well, though.
Yeah, it is a couple of years.
Only seen it there at the start of the year.
Yeah, no, it's a couple of years ago
Yeah.
now. All right, I don't know if it's 5 or 6, but it's definitely 3 or 4 at least.
What you got, Ted?
So Otto is one I'm super confident on. I only went with one pick because when I thought of this person, I was like, there's just no one else for it. So obviously we're talking action film here, and I was like, who do I want as the older, he's
Rock.
Yeah, he's the older kind of, the wise head of the group. Yeah, like he's the wise head of the group. And I was like, I want to try and keep an action star here. And I've gone with someone who is around the same age as Duvall was at the time. And I've gone with Kurt Russell.
Oh, shit.
I can see
Russell
exactly where you went.
So good for this.
I went the same way as with Pierce Brosnan because he is a former actor or an action star as well, kind of thing. We both kind of went down the same route there. I see that.
He was a certain James Bond.
Yeah, like, Kurt Russell's the kind of dirty. He's the dirty boy, isn't he?
Well, Jesus, if you go action star and you go Kurt Russell, do you think of Snake? You think
Snake
of Jack Burton?
Yeah, they're all dirty boys, not clean cut boys like Pierce Brosnan.
Ironically, I didn't go. Yeah. I didn't even think of either of those.
This was a tough one because there's quite a few people. I think if I hadn't hit Kurt Russell so quick, I'd have been like, I could have gone with a lot of different choices here.
Well, I had 3, as I said. I added 1 just there before we started. So mine, I had Liam Cunningham on mine.
Oh yeah,
loving now a bit of Liam Cunningham. I had Willem Dafoe.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I had Mickey Rourke.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, I did.
Mickey Rourke plays a very similar character in Expendables.
Yeah, I did settle on Willem Dafoe.
I think Willem Dafoe's probably the best of the three, best of those 3 acting wise, and I think you do need that for this role. You need a strong actor.
But he looks like he could be a criminal as well.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that does need to be there.
He went on the list. I was rewatching Spider-Man there, a little while ago, and I was like, he could do it.
Yeah.
Definitely. The one thing I will say about Kurt Russell, we've kind of seen him in roles like this recently, and as in horrible Fast and Furious.
Oh, he's Mr. X or something, isn't he?
Yeah, or whatever his name is in it, and
Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody, that's it. He's played those roles recently, and he hasn't come off too great in them.
I think the problem weren't great. The problem with
Fast and Furious, the
film itself is quite poor, in general.
It is, but this is going into playing a similar character in a similar type of movie, in a car movie. Maybe. I mean, I don't know if that would be a great.
The only thing I can think of is it's a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, and he is just marking things.
That's not Michael Bay.
He's more just marking things off on the list. He's not really involved in the actual action of it.
Jerry Bruckheimer, even not Michael Bay. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's more. It's more static. He's not involved in the action sort of at all.
Yeah.
In this film.
Tough one. I do love Kurt Russell, but I think Brosnan's acting ability is probably better now than Kurt Russell's is.
Yeah, I haven't seen Brosnan in much recently.
I will also say Kurt Russell has officially retired.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, well then.
I don't know if we get has anyone ever really officially retired?
He said he's officially retired. He's not making any more movies. He made this Santa Claus 2 or whatever.
The Christmas Chronicles 2.
The Christmas Chronicles, and he said that's his last ever movie.
Yeah, they say that, but sure.
I've seen wrestlers retire many a time.
Yeah, 2 years from now he'll be. I'd never bank on someone saying that they're retired.
Happens when Netflix come back and they offer him a buttload of money?
Christmas Chronicles 3.
Yeah,
he's all in.
Yeah, I don't buy the I've retired stick from anybody until I've seen it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give this one to Carl here, Pierce Brosnan.
I really felt Kurt Russell was a dead cert on that one.
If it hadn't been Pierce Brosnan, you might have.
If I had gone with Brendan Gleeson,
you would have lost.
Which way I would have lost? Okay.
Now the only one that I could think of just there, thinking of it, would have been whose name has just left my head now. No, it's gone. Never mind.
Right.
We'll move
That
on.
was a good one, though. I didn't even think of Kurt Russell.
Yeah,
That was a good shout.
He popped into my head quickly, and I didn't even bother thinking of anyone else on Kurt Russell. That's it.
He was the only character he could have played in this movie.
Oh yeah, and I thought of him, and I was like, yeah, he'd fit perfect.
Yeah,
like when I sat down to watch the movie, I was just like, I was struggling to get Otto. I think he was the last person I actually wrote even the first name down for.
He was the first name I got when he came on the screen. I was like, bam, done.
But I was like, Pierce Brosnan, that would work great.
I was actually thinking, sorry, the other name I would have been Will Patton. Could have done Otto's part. I know he was in this movie.
Yeah, he could. Yeah,
I do love Will Patton. Like, I'd cast him.
We know you have a little thing for him.
No, I do. Will Patton could probably have done it. To be fair, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So we will go with Sphinx for the next one.
Okay. Sphinx. So
which is Vinnie Jones.
Vinnie Jones.
This one's actually kind of tough to do because I don't know that there's many actors out there like Vinnie Jones was back in the day, where it was just, the
hard man.
I'm just the hard man. A lot of them don't really do that anymore. They diversify out and they try other roles. There's not many Vinnie Jones type actors left. Like,
no, it's not.
So
that era is gone.
And I do love his ending scene where he's talking. He's like, poor him. What do you mean, poor him?
But it's not even that good. Like, it's meant to be this really profound thing. It's actually not. It's not even that profound.
It's just because it's Vinnie Jones.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, he's spoken this one. Okay,
poor him. Don't you mean poor us?
Yeah, I do. It's just in the film there is one bit I like, when they need to get the keys out of the dog, and he takes out the knife. But is it in Snatch?
Yeah,
or
open up the dog.
And he's like, it is in Snatch, isn't it? And he's like, no, I'm not opening up the dog. I like
open him up. What you mean open up? He's not a tin of beans.
I like it's the flip in this one where that is his plan in here.
It's the same character basically, Bulletooth and Sphinx.
Yeah, all of his characters are the same. I went with
except in Eurotrip. Come on, he's a bit more of emotion in Eurotrip.
Oh no, he's still the same character. He's just a football hooligan.
That wound him up having to support United in that movie.
That's true.
I actually was too happy about that.
Fucking hated United.
I went with John Bernthal, I think is how you pronounce it. The guy who played Punisher. Yeah, he played the Punisher, not the shit Punisher, the good Punisher. The Netflix version of
from
Punisher.
Walking Dead as well.
Yeah, I think of him as the Punisher. I think he's just that's him.
He was. That actually just got done for another season.
Yeah, and he's been added to Marvel as well.
Yeah, genius. That's a stroke of genius there.
Yeah, they had to. You could never get someone else to play him at this point.
No.
True. Well, I had no, I didn't go with this person. And he was up until about an hour ago. I had this person until I watched something. I had Vincent D'onofrio in this role. Vincent D'onofrio, who I was actually Kingpin in the Netflix series.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did have him until I watched Hot Wings about an hour or so ago with their guest John Barenthal.
You went with John as well, did you?
Yeah. When you think of John Barenthal, he works too well for, like, when you're thinking of who's the bad boy role.
I'm just going to check this here.
I do like your man Vincent D'onofrio. Like, I thought he was great as Kingpin, but it's he's a very different bad boy. Do you know, like the Kingpin is like real suave and stuff like that. He's not the dirty, grimy bad boy that Punisher is like.
Sure, I wasn't. That's the only one that I wasn't really happy with until literally I watched Hot Wings about an hour ago, and John Barenthal was on it.
Yeah, that's one I was very happy with as well myself.
I can 100% confirm it is a draw.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, so I was just like, all right, cool.
I can't believe you got him right on the wire.
Well,
I know, literally an hour ago. It's worked out great for me. Thank you, Hot Wings.
And I would have had you as well because.
Oh, you definitely would have had me, yeah. Well, I would have even told Greg to vote for John Barenthal.
Whoever had him,
Greg had him as well.
I had him as the other one.
He's the bad boy.
You
of
had
the
John as well.
Yeah,
I had Cena and Batista in there as well. Purely because they're big. Yeah.
They're the wrong type of big, though, I think.
Yeah, I think Batista would have been the one that I would have went with out of the two of them because he plays that silent type. in
If I had to
Guardians of
pick,
the Galaxy.
yeah.
if I had to pick Batista or Cena, I'd pick Batista. But at the same time,
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be happy with either of them.
I went
Well, we've
with
seen
John.
him in a movie not speaking at all. He did that in James Bond.
Yeah.
Who?
Batista.
Is he in James Bond? I haven't
Yeah.
watched any
He's
of
in one of
He's
he's
one
in
of
one of
the
Daniel
ones,
Craig's one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spectre, I think it is.
Probably
Yeah,
not going to
Spectre,
watch that, to be honest.
Did all right now.
Yeah, he was actually probably the best part of that movie.
It wouldn't be hard with Daniel Craig in it. But sure, look, that's for a different day. Right, we will go with Calitri.
Raymond Calitri. Okay.
Yeah. Christopher Eccleston or
Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah.
Eccleston. The former Doctor Who himself.
I didn't watch Doctor Who.
He was the first when they redid Doctor Who and they came back on the screen after like 10 years or 10 or 15 years. He was the first Doctor.
Oh.
Right. The way I went with this, and it was simply because of his one role in a different film that I was like, he'd be perfect for this role. I hope you've seen The Gentleman, Greg, because I went with Charlie Hunnam.
What a man.
Yeah. Charlie Hunnam, I think he'd be absolutely perfect for this role. He's also been in that, I don't even know the show because Rob Perlman's in it. He's in the Sons of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy. Yeah.
You haven't watched Sons of Anarchy, have you?
I haven't.
I don't care if you don't like
Rob Perlman, so.
I don't care if you don't like Ron Perlman. Get on that. It's one of the best shows ever made.
I've heard great things. I've heard great things, but I think Charlie Hunnam, especially in the role that he played in The Gentleman, he's outstanding in that role.
I haven't seen The Gentleman, but he's unbelievable in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, I think he could play a very.
He was okay.
He played this role very, very well.
Yeah.
He's more intimidating than Christopher Eccleston as well, because Christopher Eccleston, let's face it, he was not an intimidating bad guy in this movie.
I think, I think that's kind of the point. Though, is
but I mean, it went
intimidating. You know,
I think it went too far.
Yeah, they probably did go a bit too far. I think he's meant to be more the greasy.
The
greasy bad boy,
an animal.
Yeah, Hunnam's like
he is, but
complete.
I think
animal.
it was too far of not a bad guy. So I mean, we're improving. Or too bad of not a strong character, let's say. So we're improving the film a little bit with having Charlie Hunnam there. Because he doesn't have to be the over-the-top, big, huge, intimidating guy. Like, let's face it, the most intimidating guy in the movie is Castlebeck.
Physically, probably.
Yeah.
False.
No, well, Vinnie Jones is the most physically.
Well, Vinnie Jones, of course, sorry, yeah.
Thing's huge as well. The boxer,
Dunbar. He's not in a whole lot though.
I think he went on to be in Hawaii 5-0 or something, didn't he?
Don't know. I don't really know him too well. I think
that's a good shout though.
I think one of the main things for Calitri is the British accent though, isn't it? Like, and this is kind of what stumped me a little bit on Calitri, because I was like,
even then Charlie Hunnam can do it. We've seen him do it in Green Street.
Oh yeah, well I mean he's
well, he also has he's English. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but like, he does the American one very well for.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like he is an English boy, so he can do an English accent, you know. Now I think he's Newcastle, so he obviously you can't be using a Newcastle one for this one, but like he'd be able to.
Well, no, but I mean,
he'd be able to do the other actor.
I don't know if you've seen The Gentleman there, Ted.
No, I haven't, but I know he has the ability to change the voice sort of anyway. But
lads, get on to The Gentleman, Jesus.
But
get on to Sons of Anarchy.
Get on to Sons of Anarchy. I think that's one thing that kind of stumped me, because anyone I thought of, I was like, do they have that British accent to put with this? And it is very important to this that it's a British accent. So it's kind of just looking at British actors. I did think Christian Bale, but I was like, he's probably a bit too big. Like physically big, so I didn't really want to go with him.
Well, you know he can
slim down.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I was like, he would be willing to slim down. But I don't know.
I don't know if he'd be willing to slim down for a part that size.
Yeah, for a part this small, I didn't know if he'd take it. So that's why I didn't go with him. I went with someone we have used before, David Tennant, who coincidentally is a Doctor Who.
Another Doctor Who. The Doctor who took over from him.
I think he's probably the most recognizable Doctor Who of this generation anyway. But I think he suits this character of the kind of, not very physically imposing, and that's to do with the film. They don't make him all that physically imposing, so I kind of was thinking along that lines where he's quite good at being the bad guy who's not completely physically imposing on people, but you believe that he is, willing to pull the trigger at any time on somebody. And he's a fantastic actor, and obviously the British accent.
David Tennant's fantastic. I love David Tennant, but
big fan of him.
I'm just trying to see if I've seen him in much. See, I didn't watch Doctor Who, so I haven't.
I haven't watched Doctor Who. I just know he's the most.
He's done a lot of BBC stuff. It'd be him and it'd be David Tennant and Matt Smith would be the two biggest doctors. Yeah. And Matt Smith's going to be going on to do the new Game of Thrones prequel, so he's going to blow up quite soon.
For David Tennant, Greg, he was in Harry Potter. He was in one of the Harry Potters. He wasn't great in that. He was in. What was he? He was actually all right in it, but he's in a very little. He was in. I don't think you've watched it because we came up with this before, but he was in Jessica Jones, and he's really good in that.
He's the bad guy in that, was he?
He's the bad guy in that. Yeah, he's really good in it as well. Like he's the star of that.
He was the bad guy in Fright Night.
Yeah, he tends to kind of be a bad guy.
Not a great movie, but he was very good in it.
I think that happens a lot with him, where he takes on roles that the film might not be particularly great, but he stands out massively in them. He's in How to Train Your Dragon, obviously just as a voice actor, though.
Yeah, I just having a look.
That's the deep Scottish accent.
Yeah, he's one of
the. He can do the English accent as well.
He can, yeah.
Me and him. He's in Ferdinand with John Cena as well.
Yeah, he's absolute quality, like as an actor.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it here. I've seen a few things. Right, I'll give you who I have. So I had two. Well, actually, I had three, but I had Javier Bardem because he's probably the best bad guy ever. Or the best, not even the best bad guy ever. He's just the best bad guy actor ever.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I had Rami Malek.
Probably Rami Malek. That's a good shout, actually.
Yeah. And then I had Tom Hiddleston as my pick.
Yeah, I
could see Tom as well.
I could kind of see Tom Hiddleston there.
It's the same, the skinny build, the serious nature that he has.
Yeah, no, I could see it as that. Yeah, no, yeah, I could definitely see him there. Just again, would he be a bit too big? Too big. I say that, but then
this was a huge cast back then.
It was, but that role itself was quite small, so I don't know if Tom Hiddleston would take it, but then again, you don't know with a guy like him. He could take anything.
I watched a horror movie with him in it there the other day, and he's in it for about 15 minutes, and I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
He's the main bill on it, and I'm like, well, he's dead.
Yeah, no, he is kind of like that. Like, you don't know if he's going to take something or not, but yeah, he'd do a good job on it, I'd say,
yeah, like I thought I was onto a winner with Rami Malek there.
Yeah, Rami Malek.
Yeah, Rami Malek's a good shout.
Yeah. I just think Charlie Hunnam might be too big physically for the way Christopher Eccleston was.
That's fair.
Like Charlie Hunnam.
That's fair. I was changing the character a little bit because.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know.
Changing the times.
You're probably right in that they did make a mistake in how they build the character. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely made a mistake in how they portray the character. To be honest, because like
he was. Don't forget, like he
wasn't intimidating. Yeah, he wasn't intimidating. So
that's why he's up for murder one.
Yeah, but I mean, murder one is like you don't need to be intimidating for murder one. Like you just pull a trigger, you know.
He bet someone today, is what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
I know a thing, but like you'd expect someone like
you could expect them to be
more intimidating. Yeah,
you would, but
I'm gonna
that's what my round of thinking was. But, okay, no, I'm fine with that.
I'm happy with. Like, I would have been happy with either as well. To be fair, like I don't think
was a good shout though.
Yeah, didn't even think of him myself. Didn't even think of him.
I do like him as an actor as well.
Yeah.
Right, so we will go
level again.
2-2.
Yeah,
we'll go with Atlee, who is Will Patton's character.
Your favorite.
Oh, man.
Calm down, Greg. Calm down.
Don't get me started, you.
It's back to me, isn't it?
Are you casting Zendaya?
Yes.
Back to me, Zendaya as Will Patton.
No, I can never cast Zendaya again because
it's great.
Zendaya as Will Patton, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So again, I kind of went with only had two for this. The first one I was thinking was Colin Farrell. I think he would kind of work in the, he's a kind of dirty dog, but he's also in this film. Will Patton's he is a dirty dog, really. But he is a good guy. Like he's working for Calitri, but also
he's not really. He's actually a snake when you think about it.
No, well, he is working for Calitri up until something happens to Kip. Like he's perfectly happy doing what he was doing for Calitri until it was someone he knew.
He's a snake to his boss, though, really.
Yeah, but only when it became somebody that he knew and had an
Kip, exactly.
Like it was someone that he actually cared about. And I was really happy with him, but I had somebody else in mind, and I probably should have moved on because I think Colin Farrell might actually be better for the role, but I had somebody else in mind that I thought would do this quite well. It's actually someone that I thought, if he was a bit younger, would have been a brilliant Kip, like looks wise and
been a brilliant Kip
if he was younger. The problem is that he's too, like, he's about the same age as your man who played Kip. Now they're both the same age.
Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah, they're about the same age. So I was like, I definitely can't have him playing Kip because then I have to boost the age of everyone else in the film by like 20 years. And I was like, now we're getting a bit questionable there. It's Theo Rossi, who would have been in he would have been in Sons of Anarchy. Greg hasn't seen it, but he's in Luke Cage as well. You'd recognize him.
I know who he is.
Sounds like someone from.
He's in Army of the Dead as well. He played Juice.
Yeah, he's in Sons of Anarchy as well.
He plays Juice in Sons of
Anarchy. Yeah,
he's class.
Which Carl hasn't seen, but he is very good, and I can see him as like you can see him as that dirty dog because he
is a dirty dog.
he is a dirty dog, but like even like the way he looks like he could be the dirty dog as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you could see him backstabbing somebody that he's working for. No issues with backstabbing if it benefited him or.
That's fair. I had two choices for this, and the first one, again, I was trying to get him into the film because I had Vincent D'onofrio in this role as well.
I may have to change from Zendaya here now.
But again, I was just like, no, I'm not going to put him in it. But I think I nailed it really with this one. I went with Mark Wahlberg in this role.
Winner.
I think he would suit this role down to the ground.
Absolute winner.
That's who you had, is it, Greg?
He was one of the names on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of I was thinking him for a little while as well, but I don't know. I just couldn't.
It's amazing the amount of these we've done. Like, what's this, 7 now? This is 7th episode or 6th episode.
Yeah.
And we haven't used Mark Wahlberg in anything. That's the first time he's come
out.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. And I was just like it's not a huge role. The way I see him in this would be very like his role in The Departed.
Yeah, the reason
he's not the main spoken.
Yeah. See, I did think of him, and then I was kind of like, Mark Wahlberg is jacked.
Yeah.
And that's kind
Will
of
Patton is pretty jacked in this as well. You just don't see it because he has a leather jacket on the whole time.
Maybe not. I don't remember being
Big Will is the man.
I don't remember Will Patton ever coming across as being that big jacked character in this film. Like, they didn't portray him that way.
Someone you didn't want to cross it anyway.
Well,
I
don't forget, like, he goes after them as well when the fight starts towards the end. He's there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What? Yeah, but like, because he's a double crossing bastard. Like, he doesn't go in all guns swinging. He comes in and he's like, no. Calitri said, and then somebody else hits them from behind. Kip hits them from behind.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg's like a bit too much of a straight up tough guy.
Mark Wahlberg is a legitimate badass.
Yeah, but like, do you know what I mean? He's more of a straight up tough guy because of his physical size, whereas Will Patton's character in this is a greasy little slime ball sort of thing. That's why it's why I moved away from Mark Wahlberg when I thought of him. I was like, he's not greasy enough. I don't feel he's greasy enough for the character.
I can definitely see him being greasy.
So I had 4 on my list. Right, I just couldn't get off. Jeremy Renner was 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't happy enough with that one. I had Sam Rockwell because Sam Rockwell is Sam Rockwell.
He can do anything.
Yeah.
I had Mark Ruffalo.
No, I don't know if I'd buy Rock.
That's one I don't agree.
Yeah,
a younger Mark Ruffalo maybe, but not Mark Ruffalo today.
And I had Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give this one to Carl.
Yeah, I don't know. That I did have Wahlberg at one point, and that was my like when I was looking at him, I was like, nah, he's too big.
It's 100% that it's 100% the part that he take as well, though.
Yeah, but he's
100%.
I never look at Mark Wahlberg as that greaseball character, which is
kind of. You should see watch him in Contraband.
Yeah, maybe it's just because I haven't seen him in something like that. Yeah. But
or even in The Departed.
Yeah, I think when I had Theo Rossi in my head, I was like, that lad is the ultimate little greaseball. He'd turn his back on.
He was a good shout, though.
True.
I was like, that lad.
It is a good shout.
I was like, that lad turn his back on anyone if it suited him. You know.
If Carl had went with his other pick, you'd have won with Theo Rossi.
Yeah.
See, D'Onofrio screwed me over twice if I had gone with it, so I'm glad I didn't.
Quiet Zendaya.
Wait until we get to Sway.
If it's Zendaya, he wins. I'm just calling it off.
God.
Right, so we've got that. We are gonna go with. We've got 3 left. Isn't there 3 left?
No, we don't.
No,
sorry.
We have 5 left. We're
gonna go with Castlebeck.
Castlebeck.
Who was?
Right, this was the hardest one for me.
No, I have this.
It was Delroy Lindo played him.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I meant to say, and I was like, yeah. So
this was really the hardest one for me, and my original choice was I went with Idris Elba, and I was just like, I'm tired of us picking Idris Elba because we always pick him. So I kind of tried to stay away from that.
Idris Elba is a hero, though.
I do love Idris Elba, yeah.
Idris Elba was great, but then again, I was just like, he's, I don't know. I think Delroy Lindo's a great actor.
Yeah,
I really think he's a great actor, and his performance in this was great. And I think it's just a bit different of the intimidating that Idris Elba does.
Even his rapport with Timothy Olyphant, and this is brilliant.
Yeah.
Don't you talk about my wife.
A second choice was Jaimin Hunsu.
Another big guy.
I was just like, okay, yeah. But I eventually went. I think he actually has the same kind of presence on screen. I went with Chiwetel Ejiofor. If you know, he was in 20 Years a Slave. He was the main guy. Yeah. He was the main guy in that. I think Chiwetel Ejiofor is a fantastic actor. And I definitely think he can be very intimidating on screen. In the same way that Delroy can.
He's a good actor, all right.
Yeah. I went very Route One on this one. And it was from the first scene where he's having that interaction with Memphis for the first time. And he's the kind of
in the diner.
When they just come out of the diner and he's like, I made a bet. I have to go back to my wife and tell her I lost 200 quid on this bet. And it was just kind of the way he was, the way he was talking and the way he was acting there. It went very Route One for me, and I went with Will Smith. I just kind of got that vibe of that's how Will Smith would portray that character, and he'd do it very well. Still a big enough guy is Will Smith, and he can be intimidating when he needs to be. The actual physical size of Castlebeck doesn't really come into this a whole lot.
No, it doesn't.
It's never really an issue. It's just the fact that he was big. But Will Smith as an actor, I could buy him into doing anything.
I think Will Smith is an absolutely fantastic actor.
Shite actor.
He's one of my favorites, but intimidating in that way is not something that I would. If I was trying to, I wouldn't have Will Smith there as an extremely intimidating character. He just doesn't kind of do that for me.
Even when he played Deadshot, it was just
there's always a kind of twinkle there of some humor
Netflix film that they did, the weird kind of police.
I know, it's awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but
is it?
Yeah, he's
right. Yeah,
and he's a bit more serious.
Again, but he is a bit more serious, but he's still he's always coming back with snapback lines and all that type of thing. It's
Castlebeck has a couple of them though.
Yeah, but Castlebeck when he shows up at
he plays it so straight. That's the thing. Castlebeck plays it so straight. It's not done. It's not a.
When he's at the shop though, and he's kind of but Will Smith doesn't. Will Smith doesn't always do that either though. You know,
Well,
like he's not always real snappy back like that.
I don't know whether you can see.
Oh, you went with Idris Elba.
Idris
Can't
Elba.
say. I have Idris Elba as my backup, and I had Tilway Eldafar as my pick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it was just like I just went very route one on that. I was just like, Will Smith would be so good as him. Even the scene where he's sitting in the car with them in the shop.
He's revving the coke away.
And he's revving it up. I was like, I could see Will Smith doing that. Like every part of that, I was like, I can see Will Smith doing everything in this.
Yeah. Will Smith would have been a good shout. He wasn't going to beat either of the two of those, though. They were the two that I had. Idris Elba was the one I went with, and I was like, no, I just can't keep casting him because the lads are just ripped me a new one.
Exactly what I was thinking. I didn't want to keep doing Idris Elba. And that's the same reason I went away from Djimon Hounsou as well, because I've chosen him once or twice as well.
Yeah, you know how that ends up for you, Carl.
Yeah, no, because I only choose a day once and I can't pick her again.
It was the argument, Carl.
I still lost that argument.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It was the argument. If you say something with enough conviction, people will believe you.
That's true.
Right.
Except he lost that one.
We're getting sidetracked a little bit now, lads. So we're gonna speed this up. So it is now 4-2.
Yeah.
Ted, you're on the ropes here.
Yeah, I feel I've been hard done by on a couple of these.
Will you stop now?
Now we're gonna go with the other cop, dry cough. Dry stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously this is
Timothy Olyphant.
So when I was watching this, the first thing I went with was just very similar look. Sebastian Stan looks very similar to Timothy Olyphant in this. Did you get that when you looked at him? I was just like, that's just Sebastian Stan standing right there. That's him right now.
I didn't get that they look exactly alike.
Not exactly alike, but they're very similar in the way they looked, and I was like, oh Jesus, that could be easily him. So that's who I had for a very long time, and then I changed it kind of earlier this morning, and I don't know. I think this one's a bit of a risk, because this is just somebody I like as an actor, and I think he could play the kind of goofy side.
Not quite rookie cop, but not quite.
Yeah, but he's also a bit. He's also a bit. Yeah, he's also a bit goofy. He's also a bit goofy on the other side, you know, like he's the goofiness to the straight. And I went with Donald Glover. Obviously, not the old Donald Glover, but the younger one.
Danny Glover.
Yeah, I know.
You're thinking of Danny.
I know people always confuse it though, so I always have to make sure that it's
Donald Glover's a good shout.
Yeah, I like him as that role. And I only kind of came up with it, but it is a bit of a risk, I think, but he does take those kind of small roles as well. So I don't know. Maybe it's not as much of a risk as I think it is, but that's who I went with.
I'll just come out straight with it, and I went with Nicholas Hoult.
The guy from
Nicholas
Warm
Hoult,
Bodies? The skinny fella?
Yeah, he did Warm Bodies, yeah. He was also in
Marvel and Mad Max.
Yeah.
Mad Max, and he was the Beast in the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
It was a weird Beast because he's ridiculously skinny at times.
Yeah, but when he goes full Beast, he's a huge jacked yoke.
Right.
He is jacked, and he's I think he has that kind of playfulness about it, but also can be a mean motherfucker.
I don't know whether you can see it.
Donald Glover. Right.
Yeah. I didn't want to just be like, oh, there's can only be one black guy in the movie.
Yeah.
I've had a notorious reign of sticking to the same color.
Yeah, well, same everything. Yeah. You're not really you're very stringent.
I like my movies the way they're made, lads.
Yeah. I'm surprised because I actually thought Donald Glover was going to be quite a bit of a risk there.
It was the only name I had, really.
Yeah,
I was watching it for a minute.
I wasn't too happy with Nicholas Hoult, I'm going to be honest.
No, I think Nick Hoult is an all right shout. But yeah, I'm happy to take that one now.
Right. I'm going to keep the two. I'm going to keep the two brothers till the end.
So Sway, is it?
So we're going with Sway.
Well, we know who Carl's picked. Zendaya, right? So let's just move
Carl
on from
wins.
there.
Carl, I told you now. If you have that on that list, you win.
I don't have that on the list.
You don't win.
But I have someone that I'm very, very happy with.
Go for it.
I went with Zoe Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz's daughter?
Yes.
I don't know if it actually is. I just went with that.
It is.
Kravitz is such a strange name. You would nearly be a safe bet, wouldn't you?
Yeah. She's smoking. She's also going to be Catwoman in the new Batman movie. Like, so she's.
I can't.
Yeah.
What have I seen her in?
You saw her in the latest Fantastic Beasts film. She's in that.
She's in Mad Max. She's in X-Men. She's in First Class. She's in First Class. Yeah, she's Angel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, she's not a huge part in that. Yeah, it was the Fantastic Beasts I was thinking of. Very different type of character though in that.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of her from. She's very different to this character.
What do you got, Ted?
She is, but I mean, she's a good actress. She is a very good actress.
Yeah, she is.
And
just
she played that role, and let's be honest, she'd pull the dreads off an awful lot better than Angelina Jolie did.
So I don't know how you view the character of Sway, but I always viewed it as kind of like kind of a bit of a grimy character as well. So I was kind of thinking that when I was thinking about who to do. Like the first backup I had was Margot Robbie, but I was like, I think we use Margot Robbie all the time, so maybe don't use her here. But I think she would do well in this, to be fair, if you did pick her. But I also had Emily Van Camp, who is Sharon Carter in Marvel stuff. Yeah. She's the girl in Falcon and Winter Soldier, Greg. You know, the girl they meet up with.
Oh yeah.
So I had her as another backup, but I don't see her as grimy enough for the part. So I went with someone who's a little bit older than Jolie would have been when she did this role, but still looks young enough that I think she would have worked. Megan Fox.
I do like Megan Fox now.
And she has that bit of a grimy look to her as well. Do you know what I mean? Like she's not like classically beautiful. Do you know what I mean?
You look back at Transformers and things like that.
Yeah, but do you know the way like some people are classically beautiful and you're like, oh, that's just someone who's quite beautiful. Megan Fox has that bit of a grimy look to her as well.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain what I mean, but
yeah, I don't know. Megan Fox, I think she's aged out of that type of character, especially the way
I don't know. Did you watch that new horror one that's on Netflix?
She's quite young. Yeah, she's quite young looking in that.
But it's not about the youngness.
No, but
they never say her age. Like
no, but
we get a feeling that she's quite young and that she's in her 20s or something.
I would have said 30s now myself.
I think she is in her 30s.
Yeah.
And Jolie, I think, would have been in her mid 20s. To late 20s when this came out.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Sphinx's character or Sway's character in general. Like Nicolas Cage would be well into his 30s in this.
Yeah, Sway isn't meant to be young either. Like she's meant to be around the same age as Cage, which is kind of why I was like, I think Megan Fox can work for that role.
Right. Ted, me and you definitely have the same minds. I put Megan Fox as my backup after watching that movie last night.
Yeah, okay.
And I cast Margot Robbie because she deserves to be cast in everything ever.
I Margot Robbie would be really good in this. I think I was just kind of similar to Carl, where I was like, maybe just don't get stuck on the fact that I use Margot Robbie.
The same people,
I will cast her in every movie ever. I told you she should have been cast as Dutch in Predator.
Yeah, well, I would have accepted that,
but I'm gonna give it to Megan Fox. Surely because I haven't seen you on Zoe Kravitz in a whole lot, and I can't really make a judgment on it. I know
we're in a bit of trouble here.
I've seen her in Walking or Falcon the Winter Soldier, but that's about it.
You're one, Emily Van Camp. Yeah, that's the only thing I've really seen.
Sorry, it's Zoe Kravitz. I've seen her in.
Zoe Kravitz,
Mad Max and X-Men.
Yeah,
that's about it.
She is.
But that's not the greatest of performances that
the
she
Mad
gives.
Max one where she played Toast wasn't bad.
Yeah, no, she's okay in everything that she does. To be fair, I think
she's probably going to steal the show as
Catwoman. She done really well as Catwoman in the Lego movie. Actually, she done the voice, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're leveled up here, are we? With 2 to go.
We are. It's 4-4.
2 to go. His champion's advantage going to bite me in the ass.
Right. We will go with the younger brother in Kip Raines.
Giovanni Ribisi's character.
What a man. He gave himself into some amount of movies.
Yeah.
And Friends.
He did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was in quite a few. It's on me first, is it? This one I found tough because I really couldn't think of someone who plays the kind of the younger brother who's trying to live up to his older brother's name. I kind of struggled with someone to take that role.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy would be good. I went with Timothy Chalamet because I really just couldn't think of anyone. Yeah, I just couldn't think of anyone else, to be honest.
Okay.
I kind of struggled with that with Kip, to be honest.
Carl?
Right. I will just say I don't really see Timothy. He's played characters in which like he's been a drug addict and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's also always trying to have, you know, good of heart kind of thing in it. And I don't think Kip's a very nice character, no matter what way you look at it.
Brings his friend to the hospital, tells his friend, "You're not coming on this." Sorry, Carl, you've just dug yourself a hole with that.
Doesn't let him kill the dog.
Yeah, you have just dug yourself a hole by saying
he's still a bit of a
nice guy.
Dick.
No, because
he's not a nice guy.
He is. He's portrayed as a nice guy until he falls in with the wrong crowd as well by his everyone in the film.
Yeah, and then
he tried.
See, I'm very happy with my choice, and I've actually told people about this choice there today when I was talking about the show and just telling people about it. And everybody was saying it's a really good pick. But now, after hearing comments on this show, I'm like, I should have remembered he doesn't like this series. I went with Daniel Radcliffe.
All right. Okay.
I think he played his role very, very well. He's, he takes.
I didn't like Harry Potter.
Yeah, I did, and then
loves
I
Harry
forgot.
Potter. Loves Harry Potter. He's seen them all loads of times.
The thing is, he likes playing weird roles.
He was very good.
He does he takes these odd roles, and Kip is a very odd role. You can see Daniel Radcliffe going completely insane with the car crushing scene, kind of thing. I could see him just screaming and playing that scene very, very well. I think Daniel Radcliffe would be a great choice for this role.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Daniel Radcliffe personally as well, but I don't know what you're saying about Timothy Chalamet, where it's like, but he always has the redeeming quality. That is Kip's character here, the redeeming quality of, all I care about is my friend. That he wants to bring his friend to the hospital. Everything about him is, he fell into this because he wanted to prove himself that he was as good as his brother. Like, that's the whole thing for the character. Like,
yeah. So I don't really like Harry Potter. It's not a hidden fact.
Loves Harry Potter.
But I had 4 people, so I struggled a little bit myself. I was very happy with the first pick I had, and I kind of flicked around a few bits, and I watched a few movies over the week. The original pick I had, I thought might have been good, would have been Adam Driver.
Too old.
Yeah, too old for that role.
But yeah, like I said, I changed the way I put down Andrew Garfield. I haven't watched the other newer Spider-Man. And then I realized that he's a terrible actor.
I know.
I hate him. I can't stand him.
He hasn't really done anything. Has he done anything since Spider-Man?
Mental note. He did that film Hacksaw Ridge. He was phenomenal in Hacksaw Ridge.
Didn't see it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I was just thinking, was that the last role he got? And everyone was like, yeah, don't hire him.
He was
phenomenal, Hacksaw.
2 others on the list, right? I'll give you the one that I went with, and I went with Shia LaBeouf.
Too old.
He's too old. Definitely too old.
I couldn't bring myself to cast Daniel Radcliffe, who was my other pick.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I don't know. I think
I can't see Timothy Chalamet playing that character.
He's played like drug addicts and bad boys.
He has, but he was,
and always has that redeeming quality. That's what I was thinking.
It's in a complete different way, though. It is a completely different way.
I think he's got the chops to do it. That's kind of what I was thinking.
He's definitely a better actor than Daniel Radcliffe is.
I was like, he's got those. He's got the acting chops. He's played the bad boy and stuff. He's played the addict. He's played everything that you would need to be this role, and he always has a redeeming quality. That's exactly what I was thinking when I cast him. And then you brought it up, Carl, and I was like, Carl is saying, and I was like, this is exactly what the character is. Like, the entire character's premise. Carl is saying, this is what Timothy Chalamet does, and I'm like, yeah, thanks for making my point.
Yeah, it is. It's in a different way, though. And really, like, I probably didn't articulate myself very well, but
no, you argued my point for me.
It's done in like he is a bad. He completely played a bad boy kind of thing, but it's done in a completely different way. It's a bad boy for a teenager, not a bad boy for an adult.
Yeah. Going off my previous premise of picking people that are on my list, I am going to give it to Daniel Radcliffe.
I don't think Daniel Radcliffe does it that well, but I do like Daniel Radcliffe. But yeah, I don't see him as that.
I don't see either of them really. I couldn't bring myself to cast them.
As I said, I thought Kip was quite a tough role to go with. That's who I originally had.
At that time, Giovanni Ribonese was the guy that you picked for those kind of roles.
Yeah, that's who I had originally had Theo Rossi for, but I was like, he's the same age.
Yeah,
no, he's the same.
He's the same. He was just coming off. He was just coming off. Saving Private Ryan, wasn't Saving Private Ryan at this stage, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, Giovanni.
Yeah.
He's
the medic.
Thing is, Theo is the same. Theo is
yeah.
the same age as Giovanni. That's why I was like, I can't cast them there. Like they're the same age now. You can't put him in there.
Although you could get away with Theo could look a lot younger.
Yeah, I did kind of think that, but I was like, nah, the age difference is just too much.
Well, Champions Advantage is going to kill you.
Yeah, I know. Either way, I'm not winning here, but
we'll go one more. Then we'll go with Memphis.
Memphis Reigns.
Yeah.
I was fairly confident about this one. Yeah, recasting Nick Cage as Memphis Reigns. I was fairly confident about this right up until you said your second pick, your opposite picks for Kip Reigns. There, Greg. My choice was Adam Driver for this role.
Nope.
I think Adam Driver would be brilliant in this role.
Nope. Not saying it.
So,
oh well, I've lost this one.
I had
doesn't matter who he picks.
I had a couple.
Chalamet as this one.
I had a couple here for this. So the first person I thought of was an Adam, but it was Adam Sandberg. But I was like, I think he's too comedic for the role.
Way too comedic.
No, actually, you might have won with.
That's who I had as my first pick, and I was like, no, he's too comedic, so I'm not going to go with him. I actually thought Tom Hiddleston would do this quite well as well.
Could do, yeah. You could picture him putting on the leather jacket going.
But then it's when he became it's then when he gets into those fight scenes and the standing up to everybody. I was like, ooh, I don't know if I see Tom Hiddleston.
The running away from the lads.
When he's fighting the lads, and then when he goes up like face to face with Calitri the first time and the second time, where he's real, brash in his face. I was like, that's not Hiddleston's style.
Yeah.
So someone else I had thought of, and this is someone I didn't go with because I was like, I don't think Greg has seen the series. It's Ben McKenzie, who's in Gotham, and he's the main character for Gotham, but I don't think Greg's watched that.
I watched like 4 episodes.
Yeah, so I don't think you've really watched a whole lot of that to see how his character develops. So I thought he would do very well for the role because he's got that mean streak in him. But I was like, and if you'd been the judge, Carl, I probably would have gone with him. But because you weren't, I was like, Greg hasn't seen this.
I've seen him in a few things actually. I've seen him. He was in 88 Minutes with Al Pacino.
Yeah, he's quite he plays that role well. But I ended up going with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who I think could do this role quite well.
Good choice.
He has that bad boy streak in him, but he also has that kind of goofy. He is a bit goofy, and that's the thing with Memphis. Well, not even just with Memphis, just with
Nick Cage.
Cage in general. He's kind of goofy, but he's also you do take him as a bit of a serious actor in the action roles as well. Do you know what I mean?
He was a good actor at this time.
Yeah, but even the character of Memphis is a bit goofy as well. Do you know?
This wasn't too far removed from his Oscar win.
Yeah, and then even Con Air, every film he's in, his character's a little bit goofy, but also a bit of a badass. Do you know what I mean? There's that crossover of all of his characters nearly.
Yeah. So I actually had Joseph Gordon-Levitt as a potential for Dreykov at one stage.
Too old for Dreykov.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I didn't even think of him in this role. So I have 5 on mine. I had Sebastian Stan.
Mm-hmm.
And
then it was like meh. I went on. I had Henry Cavill on it for a little while. And I was like, nah, probably not.
Way too big.
Yeah. I had Chris Hemsworth, who was probably way too big for the role,
Too
but probably
jacked.
would have took it.
Probably would have taken it, but he's too jacked.
I had Charlie Hunnam as well.
That would have been a good one, I think.
That would have been a good shout as well, yeah.
But I went with Kit Harington.
Oh, good shout.
From Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Kit Harington's a good shout.
Yeah.
You could see that. The long hair, whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, I could see Kit Harington. Jesus,
he was my original pick. He was my settled pick, sorry, not original pick.
Yeah.
No, honestly, Adam Driver was the first name I put down. Was the first of anybody. I cast him right away, almost as soon as we hung up. After the last show, I was like, Adam Driver would be great for that. I haven't even rewatched the movie.
I thought Adam Sandberg straight away, and it was when I rewatched the film, I was like, no way, Adam Sandberg can do this.
Yeah,
Andy
I could see it.
Andy Sandberg, is it? Sorry, yeah.
The comedian
from like Brooklyn Nine-Nine and stuff. Yeah. I was like, yeah, he'd be
really
great.
Get onto that because you keep talking about it.
Brooklyn Nine is such a good show.
But like every time I look at it, I'm like, yeah, he'd be great. And then I was like, no, he wouldn't. Like he's not physically imposing enough to do that.
He's too goofy.
Yeah, which is kind of what. See, when I thought originally, I was like, yeah, Nick Cage is goofy. That'll work.
But he just not in this movie. He's not really.
He's a little bit goofy in this, but yeah, do you know what I mean? Like when you think of Nick Cage, you're like, that's a goofy guy, and then I was like, Andy Samberg works as a goofy guy, and then I was like, no, it doesn't fit.
The main bit of laugh scene you get from him is when he's in the diner after hooking up Johnny B's car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in here. Yeah. You can't get me. I'm gonna give it to Adam Driver. I just think he'd work better than Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think Adam Driver would have fit this role really at all.
I don't really either. But
I think Gordon-Levitt is a deadly for this role.
I thought Gordon-Levitt would have fit the other one because of having seen him play Robin in The Dark Knight.
But I think
Dark Knight Rises.
That's what put him in. That's what put him into this role for me, because I was like, he's physically intimidating enough, but he's not so physically intimidating that anyone would be, overly scared of him.
Either is Adam Driver though.
I don't really think of Adam Driver as very physically intimidating either, or like intimidating. Really.
Is He's definitely intimidating as Kylo Ren.
Yeah, with his powers and all. Yeah.
I know he's buff.
Yeah, sort of. I don't know. I wouldn't have seen him in that role, to be honest, at all. I would have seen him more in where Greg had him than I would have in this.
So it is going to go down as a 6-4 victory.
Yeah.
For Carl. As much as I didn't like to cast Daniel Radcliffe.
I'm surprised you did. Actually, from just the way the arguments went. Well, not the argument, but the way, knowing that you don't like Daniel Radcliffe, and then after you picked Adam Driver already as Kip, I was just like, I thought I was going to lose at 6-4. I'm quite surprised at the turnaround there.
Yeah. I had to stick through. Like I gave Ted, obviously I picked Megan Fox as a backup, and he went in, so I gave him that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I couldn't say to you, I'm not picking Daniel Radcliffe when he's on my list.
It's true. I'm surprised that was on your list.
Yeah, you can. If like honestly, like if I thought someone picked something, even if I didn't have it on the list, I'd be like, better. Yeah.
But like I had thought Megan Fox really because of the movie that I watched the other day. Like,
okay.
Don't watch it though. It's awful.
No, fair enough.
It's a 6-4. Now, are we going to give out a horror movie as a special?
Yes, we'll have a
Halloween special.
Halloween special that will come out on Halloween. Yes. So I'll go with a.
I may or may not
have a bonus episode. Bonus episode next week, lads.
I should have talked to the lads about this, but yeah, we'll go. Ted, horror movie. Give it.
Okay, so obviously we need to go with a horror film because it's going to come out on Halloween. So 31st of October for people who don't know when Halloween is for some reason.
when is that? 27th of February?
That's it. That's the one. Yeah. Scream.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, a lot of the other horror films don't have a
cast now.
A cast that you need to be casting a lot of it. Well, Nightmare on Elm Street is one, but obviously we did that previously with the lads from On the Slab, so that one's gone. So
That was it.
If I had lost,
if you haven't checked that one out, go check that out.
Yeah, it's a very good show.
Definitely do. We thoroughly enjoyed it. If I had lost this one here, we would have been doing Ghostbusters.
Oh. Yeah, that would have been a good one. Yeah.
Oh, no.
That would have been a good one.
Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig.
No, not that Ghostbusters.
That's who I was casting.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Scream. I think Scream is a solid one, and we have enough people there to be.
There's not a whole lot of real choice around.
In terms of
unless you went the likes of Saw 2 or something like that.
Yeah, you kind of need to be picking one with enough of a cast, because a lot of these are basically focused around 3 to 4 people, and that's too small. So we, kind of had to go a bit bigger here, and this is one of the ones that has that sort of cast in it. Yeah. I actually had this one lined up for something else before, and I was like, I won't use it because we'd said we wouldn't do teenager ones, and I kind of had won a couple of times, so I was I won't use it.
Ironically, like a lot of these weren't teenagers making this movie.
No, but it's based
around. They look young.
It's based around teenagers as well. So yeah, Scream is going to be the next one up. It'll be out on
Scream it is.
Be out for Halloween night for everyone to watch.
This is going to be a challenge.
It will be
against I'm up against a horror expert here.
Yeah, you've really got your work cut out. You shouldn't have agreed to this, Carl. But
if I lose this, the lads in the slab are never letting me leave.
Yeah, you're going to get ripped out of it.
Ted, the envelope is on the way.
Yeah, well, obviously that Revolut did go through, because I got shafted on a couple of those. Again, another handful of tights.
Good one, Carl. Good one.
Another handful of tights that beats me, but sure. That's it for this week, and we'll see you again.
6'4" is not handful. Come on.
Good luck.
All right.